Next up in our series of stones and their metaphysical and spiritual meanings is Shungite. So my apologies guys, but with the cold weather and stuff, I am feeling a little hoarse today. I don't know if you can tell, but I certainly can. I feel something right here. So, Shungite, which I have a small example of it right here. I don't know if you guys can kind of get any detail from it. I mean, it kind of looks like, I dropped it. It kind of looks like hematite, you know? Um, it's really smooth and it's lightly shiny, you know? And, I mean, it's got a really, really soft feel to it, which I think is really, really neat. And I know that this was a requested one, and when I looked into it, I was like, this is really cool. So I have a bunch of notes from doing some research and stuff, so I'm just gonna jump into it. But Shungite was formerly known as black ochre at one point, and it's semi-metallic to jet black. It ranges in color. It was discovered in Shunga, Russia, which is where it gets its modern name from. It contains fullerenes, which this is really interesting stuff. Uh, Fullerenes are carbon atoms they're arranged in a certain manner that form globular hollow molecules. These can purify water and can act as antioxidants. Like if you actually if you put shungite in like in a container of water, it can like filter out things like I think like any of the additives that they put into water, like the like fluoride and stuff. Look more into this onto what shungite can filter out, because I tried to dig into it, but I couldn't really get much of anywhere. Um, but anyway, it's said to purify water and can act as an antioxidant, pulling free radicals out. That's right. There you go. And remember, free radicals are the things that can like cause cancer and whatever, and mess with your DNA, which is really what causes cancer anyway. Is you know errors in reprinting of DNA. Um, yeah. So the fullerenes do that. So actually, other things that have fullerenes do the same kind of concept, but it's really interesting that this itself has it. And even when I hold it, it's interesting because it feels lighter than it looks, and it feels really really soft, almost like you could It feels soft and fragile, but it's actually quite hard. Um, so it can help in detoxifying the body and removing hazardous things from the body. It protects from EMF waves or other like electronic, um, waves such as like Wi-Fi stuff from the microwave, radio stuff, the junk that's emitting off of my computer right now, even a TV behind me, the Wi-Fi router thing over there, stuff like that. So it's suggested that you put it next to computers, microwaves, cell phones, and other electronic devices. It clears negative energies and aligns positive energy. You can put shungite in a drinking glass to purify your water. It's got on the Mohs scale of hardness, which is like 1 is a diamond, or 10 is a diamond, and 1 is like something really, really soft. It's a 4, so it's kind of in the middle in terms of hardness. It's softish. Um, it's a pyrobitumen. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, so I just gave both. Um, yeah, that's what this is classified as. It's a solid amorphic organic matter. That it's made of organic matter, which is really interesting. It's made of organic matter just like we are, or something like fossil fuels like coal or whatever. That might be why it's kind of soft. Um, it's called the Stone of Alchemy, the Stone of Transformation, the Stone Savior, the Miracle Stone. Shungite is like 2 billion years old, formed, and this is really interesting too. One source that when I was researching said that it was formed before life formed on the planet. But why would it be an organic rock if it was formed before life formed on the planet? And another theory said that it was formed from like the breakdown of organic material over time, kind of like how coal is formed from the breakdown of organic material. So I got two conflicting reports with that. It was made before life was here, or the byproducts of life being here. I think it was like microbes the breakdown of microbes eventually formed this stuff. The internet will tell you anything. That's why I just try to do as much research as possible, you know? Yeah, I said it was 2 billion years old. The main mine for it is in Russia, which is why we get the name Shungite from Shunga, Russia. So it's also said to rejuvenate cells, ground. It can help you ground. It normalizes sleep, activates and aligns chakras. Oh, by the way, it's also mined in Austria, India, and Central Africa. So, you know, you can find this in a lot of places. Those are just where the main mines are, is in Russia and those other countries I listed. Um, yeah, scientists think it formed from processes that broke down microorganisms. It can help hide the owner from others' negative intentions because it absorbs that kind of stuff. It can act as a conductor for magic and energy work. And I think that this is partially because it's organic material. Let's remember that things that are organic are much more likely to be able to hold energy rather than, you know, something that's natural or organic can hold and transmute energy much better than something that is you know, artificial. It's why things that are like, you know, tools on your altar and whatnot that are plastic, you know, don't use plastic. Don't be fake. That's what I'm trying to get at. Let's see. Tsar Peter of Russia was reported to drink Shungite infused water, and you know, that was one of the stories that I read. So like he only drank purified water because he was royalty. When in doubt, pinky out. Um, so let's a little bit more info on Shungite. So Shungite, it's got like 5 different levels to it, or 5 different classifications. Shungite 1 is 98 to 100% carbon. Remember, carbon is a building block of organic matter, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know, 1 would be 98 to 100% carbon, and if you go all the way down to 5, that's only 10% carbon. So, depending on the amount of carbon, it's given a different classification, probably like in quality. And the luster is classified as bright, semi-bright, semi-dull, or dull. I mean, I wouldn't exactly know what you would call this one, but, you know, I would say maybe semi-bright because it does reflect light very well in the. It's just interesting how it looks so smooth. Um, it's a fascinating rock, I gotta say, or stone. Um, so its density is 2.2 to 2.4 grams per centimeter cubed. Its porosity is 1.9 to 2.1 grams per centimeter cubed, and its compressive strength is 100 to 276 MPa. Man, I gotta really do a lot more research on that kind of stuff because I love that science stuff. But if you're a nerd, there's some numbers for you. The brightest kind of shungite is called C94, and it's only 1% of all shungite that's mined, and that's because like that kind has like 94 or more percent carbon. That's why it's like Shungite 1 because it's like rare. And other things that are in it is oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and ash. And Shungite 1, you know, is usually polished and made into pendants, probably because, you know, pendants and jewelry and stuff like that is the most popular. And then it can go all the way down to there's this other classification here where the carbon is as low as 64%, and, you know, then it has oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and ash in it. So you can see that range of the amount of carbon in it. And what I would think is if fullerenes are made of carbon molecules that are arranged in a way to have these porous holes to be able to pull junk out as it goes through it, it's like a Brita filter on your faucet. You know, it's got these holes that are small enough to capture like free radicals and other crap. And the more carbon, then the more fullerenes that you get. So the more carbon, the better. And also because it's one of those building block molecules. And you'll also notice that it has oxygen and nitrogen in it. And if you look at building blocks of life, you know, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, yeah, those are all things that we have and we wouldn't really exist without. So it's really cool to have a rock that's kind of got the same things that we do, you know, almost. But, you know, we're all stardust anyway, right? So, yeah. So that was a little bit on Shungite, and let me know what you guys think about this, because I think that exploring different stones and stuff is fascinating. Now, you know, I'm Gonna only be doing stones that I have examples of, because I do like to show them and to demonstrate that I have experience with these things. I'm probably gonna leave this one either in my backpack, which I take with me, or I might I might just stick it on my laptop every time that I use it, protect myself from this while I make YouTube videos. So let me know what you guys want me to explore more of, or you can ask me if I have a particular stone, because I do have there's a crystal shop that's not too far from my house, and I can always go looking for more stones so I can do more research and make more of these videos. So, as always, you guys can check out my General Magic playlist for how to learn General Magic skills. You guys can check out my Necronomicon playlist for how to work with the Simon Necronomicon, my Theories of Magic playlist for how magic works in the physical universe, my Gods and Goddesses playlist, which I'm building, which talks about the gods and goddesses of Mesopotamia, my random playlist for anything funny, and my books playlist for the books that I'm writing, and I'm actually writing book number 5. So my 4 books that I already have out are Magical Theater, Guide to the Spheres and Beyond, Magical Mechanics, and Handy Sigil Magic. They're all above my head to your left, I think. Just direction-wise, but they're up there in blue, purple, gray, and then another blue. Yeah. Oh, I also have my playlist on Tulpamancy for working with tulpas, egregores, thought forms, and what have you. And I also have my Facebook page, Magickology YT, facebook.com/Magickology YT, and my authors page where you can find my 4 books. Those are in the description below. You guys can always leave me a comment about what videos I can make, or any questions, comments, complaints, concerns, and issues, and you can also shoot me an email at priestofthenecro@gmail.com. So, yeah, connect with me, like, and share, and good hunting.